Welcome back. Wow, week 7 already, and what a great Sunday. Here, there, everywhere celebration Sunday. And if you didn't get a chance to be there on Sunday, please watch online. And we celebrated what God has done over this past year for here, there, and everywhere. Like, what is God forgiving and pledging and doing missions. And I love it that we're part of a church that it's not just given to missions, but living missionally. Today we got to hear from Pastor Tane Vu of the Mun Church, and then you got introduced to Chuchi, who is the new church plant that's going to happen on Easter. Like, this is part of our family. Like, this wasn't happening when we announced our birthday in March that we're going to pick up the Mun church plants. This has all happened in the last few months, and I just love it that we get to be part of building the church, not just in Watermark, but around the world, in the Mun Church, and here, there, and everywhere. And so we're going to have Chuchi in to come share with us after the new year, and he's going to come speak to us at our church and be praying for that. And then we got to hear from Corey Petherbridge about the prison church. Amazing. And just the opportunity to be in there and to see what's happening. And the miracles that have happened since we announced to now. Love that. To see that he's doing Bible studies and everything. But also, Pastor Ben coming back from Africa. The pictures and the stories and giving. I just want to say this. One, thanks for giving. Thanks for believing in the next generation. Thanks for laying the groundwork. And there's new things. When we get to our birthday next year, there's new things already happening. That vision of giving, what God has put in our hearts already to give pledges to. And so I just want to say thanks for giving. Thanks for being part of it. But I also just want to say there's more work to do. Last week I talked about Caleb and just saying, listen, we're going to keep on. We're going to finish the work. We're not going to coast. We're not going to dial back, but we're going to move forward. There's still ground to take. There's still things that happen, and it's not time to coast. It's time to move forward. I love it when God challenges people of our church and speaks to us, not just about giving, but just about anything. And today, not only am I sharing about this right now, but we have one of our staff members, McQuaid Boo, who's going to share a little bit about just what God's been challenging him to do this past year. And so I just want to say thank you for being part of it. Thank you for being part of the miracles. Thank you for being here with us today. And even as a group, as you meet, saying, what is God speaking to you? What has God been sharing with you? And so watch this video. And after this video, let's ask each other some questions and just talk through what God is speaking to us about going into next year and about giving. Share some testimonies together.
Hello everyone, my name's McQuaid. I get the privilege today to talk to you a little bit about giving and how giving has changed my life and how I can maybe influence you to step out in faith with God this season. I want to talk about the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel was a man who chose to obey God. Although he was a priest, he served as a Jewish street preacher in Babylon for 22 years. Telling everyone about God's judgment and salvation. In thinking about what I wanted to speak about today, God showed me, as I read through the book of Ezekiel, what it means to have an alliance with God. When we think about giving, we think about having an alliance with God and what that truly means. God wants our heart. He wants us to be fully devoted to Him. My wife and I have committed this year and probably for the next coming years in the foreseeable future, a large amount that we knew would stir our hearts for maybe what it's been attached to in the world. And we wanted to shift that stirring towards God, towards Jesus. And we've just seen Him do amazing things. In Ezekiel 17, 22, and 23, the footnotes of that in my Bible says, Ezekiel's prophecy of judgment ends in hope. When the people put their hope in foreign alliances, they were disappointed. Only God could give them true hope. God said He would plant a tender sprig, the Messiah, whose kingdom would grow and become a shelter for all who come to Him. This prophecy was fulfilled at the coming of Jesus. We need to make alliance with God in this season. My wife and I have made an alliance with God, and we've done so by becoming uncomfortable with the commitments that we've made and the trust that we're putting into the Lord, and our hearts are changing. We're seeing amazing things happen. We're able to give to organizations around the world who are saving kids, little young children out of human trafficking, who are building water wells overseas. We have Ben in church who went to Africa to see the progress. We have Jarvis who went to DC to hike and pray over the nation. God gives us a heart, a healthy heart for causes, for things that He cares about. And when we can turn to that and we can be an instrument for God, it's so beautiful. So I wanted to challenge you this season, become uncomfortable, because you will find comfort on the other side in the Lord. You will see Him do amazing things. My wife and I have seen Him do so many amazing things, and we'll speak about it someday. It's a true, wonderful blessing to attach ourselves from the alliances of the world and become in alliance with God. You'll see Him do amazing things, I promise you.